Hi, I'm Rabbi Levi Shamtov, and I'm delighted to endorse this Shabbos project. I believe that people from all walks of life, availing themselves of just keeping Shabbos once, can sometimes have a transformative effect on all their lives. Just behind me is the capital of the United States, the seat of our legislative branch of government. And there have been many people who have been senior in that body who have kept Shabbos. There was one chief of staff to the speaker years ago who told the New York Times reporter that he goes home once a week for Shabbos to remind himself and those around him. This was before the internet and all of the other distractions that we have. And he said he goes home once a week to prove to himself and to everybody around that the place can run without him for one day a week. I think that we've seen people throughout history, even members of Congress, most famously Joe Lieberman, who was even a vice presidential candidate, who kept Shabbos famously and introduced many of its concepts to the world through his book, through his campaign tour. And while he was a candidate for vice president, the entire American people learned a lot about Shabbos they'd never known before. At the White House, we have the Chief of Staff, who is now the Secretary of Treasury, Jack Lew, and the President of the United States, Barack Obama, famously would tell him in the winter on Friday afternoons, why don't you go home and make it in time for Shabbat? In the Bush administration, we had the Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services. He ran what was probably a quarter or a third of the entire federal budget. But yet when Shabbos came, unless there was a life-threatening immediate emergency, he was not able to work. Because there's a higher power saying that on 6 days you must do what your sustenance requires, but on the seventh day you give it a rest. So here I am wishing you, from our nation's capital, good Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom, and I'd like to encourage you to get at least one or two or three of your friends to keep it together. Keeping Shabbos together creates great pride and joy to the one above. And I hope that this project meets with phenomenal success. I want to congratulate, salute Chief Rabbi Warren Goldstein of South Africa for having the fortitude, in addition to the vision, of seeing this project through, not listening to those who said it could never work, and seeing the great fruits and success that it has had in your country of South Africa, bringing that to the wider world, to many other countries to try and replicate that success.